Good morning. I am In Around Plays, aka Craig, or Craig, aka In Around Plays, and today, as usual, we are playing Brawl on Magic the Gathering Arena. And today we're playing with our commander, Serah Farron. And she says the first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. So that's going to get our nice big legendary creatures for a lot less, which is fantastic. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform Serah Farron. And she becomes an artifact. Much harder to get rid of unless you're anti-artifact and anti-enchantment like green. It's still the first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, which is still lovely, but legendary creatures you control get 2+2. So I've gone for a counters theme, and because it's Selesnya, there are some great cards to help with that, such as Scythecat Cub, which gives you +1/+1 counters whenever a land enters, and you can give that to any creature. We've got Ride the Shoepuff. When a +1/+1 counter enters the battlefield, again, +1/+1. Ozolith the Shattered Spire, you can pay 2 and you can give a creature +1/+1, but it also increases the amount of +1/+1 counters that you give into creatures. Innkeeper's Talent, at the beginning of combat you can give a +1/+1 counter to any creature you control, and then the levels go up. You can give your counters ward, and then you can double the amount of counters. So all of that's great. We've got Fuel Tank Feaster to give us a little bit of ramp, and then to make our legendary creatures even cheaper. We've got Dusk Shell Crawler, which any creature with a +1/+1 counter has trample. And then we've got Flowering of the White Tree to help with making our creatures bigger. Although it doesn't give them counters, it just makes them a bit bigger. We've got Lunarch Aspirant, which also puts a +1/+1 counter on target creature at the beginning of combat. So then we've got ramp, because obviously it's green. So we've got Birds of Paradise, we've got Delighted Halfling. When I first created this deck, I was finding that a few times I was playing spells when I was drawing, but I was not having any legendary creatures in hand, and that's because I was really wanted to have creatures like Soul Warden and Giver of Runes, which each are not legendary, but they are very good creatures to help with life gain and protection and things like that. So I've removed some ramp and I've added a couple more legendary creatures, so I'm hoping that's going to help with the game. So legendary creatures, for example, we've gone for some fantastic ones. We've got Mythweaver Pock. When a land enters, it doubles the land, it creates another land. We've gone for Shalai, which gives all other creatures hexproof, and it gives myself hexproof. We've gone for Odric, so if a creature has something like First Strike or Flying or Reach, all creatures gain Flying, Reach, and so on and so on. Mirari, stop them from playing cards on my turn and create some tokens so we can go nice and wide. Elish Norn, so whenever we have a permanent enter the battlefield, it triggers an additional time. So that's going to really help with Mythweaver Pock and things like that. And it's also going to stop my opponent's permanence from triggering when they enter the battlefield. We've got Virtue of Loyalty, which is going to give those counters per turn. We've got Mirari's Wake, which is going to help with that ramp and give our creatures +1/+1. Again, not a counter. But then we've gone for Sovereign, which is one of my favourite Magic cards of all time. And that's because when it attacks, it doubles the counters that you have on creatures. But that's not just counters of +1/+1, that is any counters. So for example, we've got Arwen, Mortal Queen. We can double the amount of indestructible counters that she has. A card that I've realised that I've not added that I should is Ozolith, so I'm going to add that before we start. We've got Zopandrel, which is going to double the power and toughness of each creature. We've got so if we're doing that, we've got Sovereign doubling the counters, and then we've got Zopandrel doubling those counters. So our creatures are getting double. We've got Hamza, which gets cheaper the more creatures you have on the battlefield with counters. But then when that's on the battlefield, the more counters you have on creatures, the cheaper your creatures are. We've got Byrke, Long Ear of the Law. Chef's Kiss on this Selesnya rabbit, because it puts a +1/+1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures, but whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks, you're doubling the amount of +1/+1 counters. Vorinclex, which is going to have Trample Haste, but we're also going to get double the counters that we put on, and it stops our opponents from being able to put on counters. And I think I've said enough. Now, the proof is in the pudding. And let's see how it plays. So we're playing against Minthara of the Absolute, which I do not know. Let's have a quick look at our hand here. So we've got 2 lands. We've got a turn 1, turn 2. Yeah. And we've got some legendaries. Yeah. Okay, so it's black-white, legendary creature, starting intensity 0. Creatures you control get +X +0, where X is Minthara's intensity. Whenever one or more permanents you control leave the battlefield, cards you own named Minthara of the Absolute intensify by 1. So they're going to be concentrating on counters as well. Hopefully, we can get out Vorinclex. If we can keep Vorinclex alive, then that's going to just slow them down. We're going to tax them for playing non-creature spells, and we pulled another land. That's great. And let's get out another token. So we've got something to block and sacrifice if we need to sacrifice something, because it is a black deck that we're playing against. So we're going to see lots of removal. Are they going to want to get rid of Esper Sentinel? I don't know. There we go. First removal of the game, and we pull another land, which is fine because I can show that and play Serah. So our legendaries are all cheaper now, so that's going to be 2. I'm wondering whether maybe a legendary creature with flash that gives all... I know that there is something that gives all legendary creature, all creatures flash, or maybe it's an all non-permanent, and I think it's blue. So it's probably not going to help in this deck. Yeah. Maybe kills. Oh no, Golem. I was hoping for another cheap creature there, but that's fine. So all of our creatures now are going to have vigilance, because our token has vigilance. I'm not going to attack with Serah, but I am going to attack with the token. See if they want to trade. Golem, once it's in the graveyard, you can sacrifice a creature and return it. That's what I love about Odric, and I try and include him in most of my work. Hello there, Rustic. Thank you very much for joining the stream, and thank you for commenting. It's really good to see you here on this Sunday morning. How are you doing? We're playing with Serah. I don't know how much of the stream you've seen. Okay, so we've got some more. There we go. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. Zopandrel. If they do a board wipe, I can protect Zopandrel. And also, Sarah's going to trigger, which is going to transform her. And now, Odric is now a 10-10. Check that out. With vigilance. That's how it's done! So, yeah, hopefully we're going to get Garruk out next turn. So, not only are they going to have 12 10s, but they're also going to get trampled, because I'm going to play Garruk. Oh, although Virtue, that would be nice. So, I'm actually just going to move this window over here, just so I can see the comments a bit better. Yeah. Okay, when this land enters, sacrifice it. When you do, search your library for a basic. For your boots. So we've also got reach as well. I know black and white often play a lot of flyers, so that's going to help us a lot. The intensity's going up. She's going to get more and more powerful, but hopefully so are we. We don't have anything counters related yet. And they can return Golem. That's fine. We're going to double in power. They're definitely not going to attack. And we're going to pass that. I'm waiting for another spell. They're going to get rid of Odric. I'd rather give them... No. Rather than give them trample, I'm going to do virtue, just so I can start making them bigger. Start adding those counters. I mean, they would untap, but obviously that's not going to happen now because they've got vigilance, so that's great. And now they're on 3 life. She's going to get bigger, but very much bigger. End the turn, and we're going to get even bigger. So even without the doubling, we've got bigger creatures. If they try and kill Odric, I'm wondering of maybe sacrificing both Odric and... I mean, which ones would you target? I think I'd probably want to... Oh, they're both evil. And they both really help me. Maybe get rid of... Okay, drawing cards. They can only block 1 creature. They can't... Oh, they can bring Golem back. But they've also got 3 mana left. So, we're in a really good state here. This creature enters tap. Return this card from your graveyard. Okay, now they've got 2 blockers, but they don't know that I've got Garruk's Uprising. So I think with Garruk's Uprising and then attacking... Oh, it's tapped anyway. Now they've given themselves 1 more mana. No board wipe from 1 mana. Doubling. Double, 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 double. It'd be great if we could double, but we can't double, we can only double. We've got reach, and we've got vigilance. I think it was a really lucky turn 1. Just figured I'd raid you with my sleepy boys. Just turned 3 AM here in Cali. Time to get some sleep, have fun with Serah. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for coming in, and good night, sweet prince. I hope you have a good night. Yeah, thank you for coming to see me. Much appreciated. God, I wish I lived in California. I love the look of California. I'm going to do Garruk's Uprising. There's no point in drawing it out. Just to make sure that they haven't got anything else that they can play. And then I'm going to attack with everything. Okay. I'm going to make it bigger, but they've all got trample. So, yeah. And then I'm just going to attack. Yeah. GG! That was a good game. For me, I imagine you probably didn't enjoy it that much. But we're 1 win, 1 game. That's great. So we're going against Helena and Elena, who are partners, which is nice. Inclusion. We've only got 1 land and some ramp. That's not great, but we've got Arwen, we've got Hamza, we've got Fuel Tank Feaster. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. There is plenty of lands in this deck. We should not be struggling this hard. Let's give it a go. I'm going to play... I'm going to Surveil because we need both, really. But we've got a Forest next turn. That's awesome. So I can do Forest, Arcane Signet, Delighted. So what she does is she's got First Strike and Reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is Helena and Elena's power. That creature gains haste until end of turn. Francois, good morrow. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. I'm going to play that first, and then I'm going to play you, which means we can't get counted on our legendary spells, but we're not playing. Oh, Maring just pulled my moustache hair. Loot. We could play extra lands on their turn. Red-green. Very scary colour to play against. Let's get Serah out, which means next turn I'm not going to attack, no point. Arwen's going to be 2, Hamza's going to be 4. Hopefully we'll get another land. Defiler, he's going to put +1/+1 counters on stuff. Getting Arwen out is good because then we can make Serah indestructible. Let's see what we can do. Well enough yourself. I am good, thank you very much. It's rainy here, which is nice. So loot is all powerful, so we're not going to block that. Take the damage, that's absolutely fine. We're going to have a lovely blocker in Arwen, so that's good. And we'll play... And we're going to play Adeline. So whenever we attack, we're going to create a... we're going to be creating a token, so we can get nice and wide. And our creatures are already big. We've got a 4/4 indestructible creature. Amazing. So, yeah, we're in good stead. They are playing with green, so I imagine they are going to be able to deal with our enchantments and artifacts, which may be a problem, but we can block loot. So yeah, that's great. I'm not going to block with Adeline because I don't want to. Let's now you see, so I've got 3, 4, 5, so 3, 4, 5, and then that would only leave me with 1 mana, so I couldn't do both, but that would start putting +1/+1 counters on stuff. So would that make that cheaper? No. But that will make creatures cheaper and give us a bit of ramp. So I'm going to attack with everything. Adeline's now got Vigilance. That's going to make her a bit more powerful. We get that 1 token. They're probably going to block it with Helena. Oh. That's surprising. But we've now got a 7/7 Hamza, which is lovely. We can also swap that to give Arwen, so we can remove an indestructible counter and put it on another creature. Excuse me. And yeah, that's a problem. See, red-green. It's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. I'm going to sacrifice Adeline and kill that creature, and I'm going to take 15. 16, 17. That is a problem. But we can play Defiler of Vigor. We can play you. That's going to give everything +1/+1. And then I'm not going to attack. Because... Oh. Oh. Okay. GG, Helena and Elena. Good game. Tifa, Lockhart. Great card. Trample. And... okay, we've got lands. We've got some... good. We've got some ramp. We've got some life gain. Yes. No removal. Whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa Lockhart's power until end of turn. Now that sounds manageable if she's only at 1/2. She's only a little guy. She's going to get very big very fast. So we are going to... I'm not going to surveil. I think I'm just going to start playing rather than... Because Tifa, she's going to get big very quickly. There are going to be lots of spells that double her power or give her +3/+3 and then play a land, and then she's going to become a, you know, +9, +9, +20, +200, and they can win the game really easily by turn 3, 4. That's how Tifa works. Lots of ramp, lots of ways to play extra spells. Snape shift, no, not Snape shift, Snape shaft. Snape shaft? Yeah, I don't know. But they're going to have a very big Tifa. But if I can get out my spells quickly enough, I'm also going to have big creatures. So, fingers crossed, it's going to work in my favour. Tifa's probably going to come out this turn. So I'm not worried about her this turn, because she can't attack. It's next turn. It's the, you know, sacrifice a land, target creature you control gains Shroud. So they're also going to be able to protect Tifa. So let's get Serah out. The good thing about playing against these decks is they may have a run through, which could cause issues because that'll be target creature Tifa deals damage to one of my creatures, Serah, to her power, and that's what they tend to do. They may just want to do a little bit of damage this turn, but it'll probably be next turn or the turn after, or it may be playing 2 lands a turn with Azora or something. Something's going to happen, and it's going to get big. The fact that they're thinking suggests that maybe they don't want me to get to the next stage because I'm going to have a 6/6. They don't know that I'm going to have a 6/6, but Vorinclex is definitely going to go in next. So maybe they're going to want to... And there you go. So if they play a land, she's going to become a 10/10. And if it's a fetch land, she's going to become a 26. Yeah. And that's how Tifa works. And that is the problem. Luckily, I've got 30 life. So I'm just going to take it. I am just going to take it. Because that she's gone back down to a 1/2. I love Byrke. Maybe I should have gone with Vorinclex. Maybe that was a mistake. But the minute I see Byrke, Byrke goes down. So I'm going to get 2 life back, and then I'm going to put a counter on Serah, and I'm going to... No, I'm not. I'm going to put a counter on and a counter on Soul Warden. And then I'm going to attack with both of them. And that's going to double. Yeah, why not? Let's make Guide to Souls a flyer. 4/4. Double double. Lots of damage going through. Here's the problem. They're probably going to win this turn. And that is a big problem. So thank you to everyone who's joined on Twitch. If you would like to have a look at my deck list, the deck list is added on Twitch on SD, on the SD thing, and then it's also added on YouTube in the description. So have a look. If you've got any suggestions to make this deck better, then feel free. I'm all ears. I love talking decks. I hate that card so much. That's really going to shut me down. Luckily, that lands in tapped. They're not going to do anything this turn. I do have ways of... Oh, they thought about it. Okay. Shalai. I wish I had that before Penrith came down. Really need to kill that enchantment. And I'm going to give... I mean, we still have a legendary creature, so she is going to tap. I'm going to stick with the counter on that. That's fine. So now she's going to transform. Legendary creatures are going to get +2/+2. And I'm going to attack with those. Sorry, I keep leaning forward. I mean to not lean forward. My head is quite shiny. They're down to 3 life. This time they could play Snape Shift. You may play an additional land. So that's... They're going to play a spell, but I can block. I can block. They're going to do something. Maybe doubling the power. Or maybe not. But I'm back up to 17 life. So, yeah. And I win. GG, Tifa! So we're going back into it and we're playing against Hope, which is going to be on my stream tomorrow. That's who I'm playing with tomorrow. So it's a life gain deck. Whenever they gain life, I mill. It's nasty. I hate mill decks, but we're going to play anyway. And we've only pulled 2 mana. But we've got lots of legendary. We can find another... Yeah, I'm going to keep this. Can we get a plane with Cabaretti? Yes, we can. And we get some more planes, so that's fine. Yeah, so Hope, cheat to get out. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life they gain. So we're probably going to see Sovereign Okinec or something like that. We need a lot of double green, so I'm going to grab a forest for that. And then we'll play the plains next. Yeah, so we're going to see Ocelot Bride, lots of life gain. Aerith is in my deck. So, yeah, it's just not displayed visually in the pop-up. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah. So let's play Farseek. I'm gonna start milling cards. This turn, their turn, because you know we're probably going to see counters and counters and counters and things like that. Okay, when this creature enters, you may search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. So probably Shadow Spear. No. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instants and sorceries. We've got retrieve. Oh, that's good. That's good. Have they got wash away? No. Next turn. The second I see Byrke, I want to play Byrke. But I think Okinec next. Get a big creature out. Okay, so now I'm going to be milling and then throwing cards away whenever I... no, when I attack. But that's okay. Because we're going to play Okinec, Monsters I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to hold back. So, yeah, feel free to attack. And then I'm going to play Shalai to give Okinec's protection. What would be great is Odric, and then giving my... when this creature enters... equipped... okay, they've got 2 lands. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instant sorceries. That's not going to help them. Don't trust it. But at the same time, a chance to take out their... oh, alright. Fine. Fine. More mill. I'm going to go Shalai. And the Mortal Queen. Who's got Indestructible? And we're going to transform. All my creatures are now much bigger. And I'm going to attack for 8. Which I can't do. Because I forgot. Oh god, I hate that card so much. And the fact that it's white as well. If it was blue, because I hate blue, if you're new to the channel, I am not a blue fan. Yes, I play with blue. But I hate blue so much. Yeah, they've got Indestructible, that's fine. That's what we want. We want Ajani. Okay, so we're going to retrieve. Francois, it's okay. I hate red and strongly dislike green. Yeah, I mean, we all have those things we hate, don't we, in this game? So let's get out Kutzil to stop them from playing spells, and let's get out Ajani. So Oh, this is why I hate blue. I hate blue so much. And I'm going to attack for 8. And I'm going to pay. We do have ways to... I have got other cards to bring it back, I think. I am looking at your deck list, and isn't Cabaretti Courtyard not just almost worse than Evolving Wild, since your deck is only 2 colours, since you cannot choose when to do the landfall thing? Jesus Christ. What? For me, it's direct damage, ban, play a creature, play the game. Yes, you're probably right with Evolving Wilds. I mean, it does come in tapped, and you can choose the landfall. So, like with Pock out, you could choose the next turn. You're absolutely right. You've got a very bang-on point there. You know what? I'm going to change that. Thank you very much for that advice. That's great. That's a 48-48. The most prominent... No, it's probably not the most prominent. The most prominent is probably human. How many lands have I got in my deck? 51. I've got no lands. Why did I do that? If you have the wild cards, use Fabled Passage and other better lands, of course, but I assume you don't lack common ones. Yeah, I don't have Fabled Passage. So you think... that's the thing. It's having access to the wild cards that's a problem for me. No attack. Good game. I'm going to concede there. I should have attacked this turn and brought them down. They're going to get another land. I'm done. So, yeah, that's how good Hope is, and I'm playing with that deck tomorrow. It is evil. Ooh. That's good. Nev miss it, should I say. Keep. Whenever you have no maximum hand size, whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you draw that many cards. So let's Surveil, turn 1. Unfortunately, it's a lot of tapped, but we don't have any creatures, but we can definitely Patria Niv. Yeah. Oh, we're going to see VV in this deck as well. Yes, we will. I'm pretty sure of it. They're going to have lots of damage spells, lots of counters. So let's do. Is it going to resolve? Come on. Yes. Are they going to have a way to kill it? Yes, probably. Next turn, I think Boromir. Should have seen that coming. Should have seen that. Okay. That's fine. We're going to get a lot of that this game. So I'm going to play Arwen. I think this is the weak Niv. Perrin is stronger, I think. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I can think... I imagine they've probably got Perrin in this deck, but this is the... I've got the Niv. I can't think what it's called. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with remembering names and stuff, so excuse me. There's the Niv that... that if you've got double for you look at so many cards, and if you've got double of each colour in, then can do stuff and then do... Yeah. I'm not making sense, but I know the card I'm thinking of. I just can't think of the card I'm thinking of.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
At least I can protect Serah with Arwen. That's what I was thinking. There is the 5 colour nib that grabs one card of each colour pair. That's it. But I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I think Lumra's my best bet here. Because reach. We've thrown away some really good cards. And I'm going to... Yeah. Get rid of that, and then I'm going to attack with that. Most red kill spells are, you know, unless they're paying X, it's a lot less. Yeah, the 5 colour Niv is Niv Mizzet Reborn. Yeah, I excuse me. I had that in a I got it. I think I got it in a pack. Great card. I just couldn't. I can't think. My brain just can't get my head around the wording of it. Niv Mizzet Perrin. There you go. Okay, that's one. Whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. Fine. That's okay. But Boromir is only going to cost 1. Stop them from being able to play. So we'll play Mirari's Wake. We'll play Boromir. We'll play Ornery. And let's put a +1/+1 counter on you. And then we're going to attack. I wish I'd saved Betrayer now. But Lumra having Vigilance and
figure it out on your own.
Reach is amazing. But it's the non-combat pain that they want to cause. Okay, now that Chandra's gone, we can start concentrating on the face. Can get Conclave Mentor out. So we're okay for mana. We can make something indestructible with Arwen. Sovereign Okinec would be great now. Let's hope they don't have Curiosity and combo you out with Perun. Yeah, they probably will. But I mean, if they get, it cancels out Omniscience if they play that. Omniscience, Omniscience, Omniscience. Omniscience sounds right. Oh, sorry, I was hooking up. Oops. Okay, GG. I was an assistant manager at Blockbuster, but the till did all the math counting for me, so I got away with that. Right. Okie dokie. We have mana this time. We have some removal. We have a legendary creature we can actually play, and we have Innkeeper's Talent, and we're playing a dinosaur deck, which is going to be difficult. But Boromir is going to help me with Pantlaza, because that's the discovering deck, isn't it, that plays spells for free. So Boromir is going to counter all of them. What I need is a way to protect Boromir, which I don't have. But Boromir is going to be really good. So that is why the amount of possibilities is 52 factorial. You see, I thought you meant 52, yeah, and it's the factorial part that I was confused on. It doesn't take a lot to confuse me. And we'll get Gladiators and let's start getting that life. I'm going to keep Boromir in until I know that they're going to start doing that stuff, because yeah, they'll kill it and they'll target it. Hopefully they'll just get rid of all their removal before Boromir. Okay, so I'm going to start the engines. Meow. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's give you another counter. Let's increase the engine. Yeah, so far today we've won 4, we've lost 3, and we've spent a lot of this stream talking about lands and how they work in a deck. Don't want to play Boromir. Don't want to lose Boromir. And I'm not going to attack because I don't have the thingamabobby to make him big, and then I'm going to make him thingamab bigger. Yeah, so you've come to the right place if you want to watch a grown man forget every word he tries to say and make himself look really foolish. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't have protection, it's making me nervous, but they're going to play Palace. Okay. That was how we've gone. Okay. Okay. Okay, and he has ward, so he has a speck of protection, but they're going to try and cast 3 spells, which are going to get countered. Then I'm going to Swords to Plowshare it. I love Boromir. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome sauce. I'll just finish this game and then we'll go. And we've got Bristly Bill and Ozolith. The pairing on that is phenomenal. They're playing with white and Travelling Chocobo as well. I'm going to play that first because if I get Bristly Bill out first, I think they'll probably want to kill it. Best of 3. I've only got time for 1, I'm afraid, after this game, because I've got to go out. But so let's Bristly Bill it, and we'll cleanse it, and then next turn, Travelling Chocobo. Excuse me. Yes, I'm sure they're going to find a way to kill Bristly Bill. But Travelling Chocobo and Garrett next turn is awesome sauce. Let's put a +1 counter on you, and a +1 counter. And then we'll attack him with a 6/6. They've got a token, but the deck is doing what this deck should do. Yeah, I've only got time for 1, I'm afraid. So because Jace asked first. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with him, but I'll play you guys later because I'll be back online later. So I'll definitely play you later. Best of 3, best of 7. And in fact, Francois and Jace's cat, their decks are insane. I'm on Discord. We chat decks there. So join. Feel free to join. I post. What decks? Yeah, may as well play that. That's fine. I post daily on Discord my decks and stuff. The link is in my bio. on both Twitch and YouTube. I only post the decks on YouTube and Twitch on the day of the stream, but I post... So once I've finished this stream, I'll post tomorrow's stream deck there so that you can see it and we can talk about it, and then I can make changes and stuff. So, yeah. So feel free to join. I love talking Magic. So, yeah. Oh, I was going to play something other than Eldrazi. Although I did beat you Eldrazi once. So, but yeah, I'll play you later. Or I'm streaming again tomorrow. So I'll play you tomorrow if you'd rather play on stream. That's absolutely fine. You know, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. Every week, every time. 11 till 1 PM UK time. And I play Brawl and I play with different commanders. So, welcome to the channel if you're joining. I just try and be daft and have a bit of fun. Do that. That's going to do that. Wish I had a creature to play. Let's do that. Oh, okay. Eldrazi player, the Scandrels on YouTube. I know. It is evil. It's a proper evil deck. That's all I've got time for today. So thank you ever so much for joining. Thank you ever so much for commenting and getting involved. And thank you for helping me with my deck building. And next time I get a rare, I'm going to get Fabled Passage on your recommendation. So thank you very much. I just almost pet myself in the eye. So, yeah. Until the next time, which will be tomorrow morning. Love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.